Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And welcome to the match reaction and player ratings for Arsenal's 1-0 victory over Brighton. Back-to-back victories, 6 points out of 6. That is title winning form. That is title winning form. And I have three guests with me to help me with the reaction. I'll start with you, Callum. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Happy with the result. I don't think we're title contenders. Nowhere near that yet.
No, but 2 wins out of 2, man. Attila, how are you? Can you hear me, Attila? Your mic is muted.
Yes.
Awesome. Harvey?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Buzzing. 2 wins out of 2. Simple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'm so happy. So the game started. Obviously, we beat Chelsea, and we kind of wanted the same lineup to start, which it kind of started with, apart from one person. And we'll do a quick reaction on the lineup. And Callum, I'll start with you. What did you make of the lineup? Were you happy with it? Any surprises?
Well, obviously, I was happy. I didn't expect Arteta to play the same lineup because he hasn't done it all season. He seems to play. Players play good and you drop them. So that's what I was expecting. And I was very surprised that the same team started. Wasn't happy with Bellerin or XHAKA anyway, but you know, even though they played good the other day, I don't think them players are good enough, and then NENY as well. So, I was happy. Their front four made me happy, and I expected us to at least, I expected us to score a few more goals, to be honest with you, but
Awesome, man. Did you? Who do you want to play in midfield between XHAKA, NENY, and Sabias? Who do you prefer between? Which two would you prefer from the three?
Two, I'll prefer. I'll prefer Maitland-Niles in there. Maitland-Niles, and because I think XHAKA, I think he's rubbish. Honestly, I think he's not good enough for Arsenal. If we want to strive to be bigger, better, and the club that we love, and the club that we expect us to beat, XHAKA shouldn't be in our midfield, and then he could even be in the Turkish B side. He couldn't even make it there, and then he's come to the Arsenal starting lineup. So I'm Bellerin. Don't even start me on Bellerin. Your guy can't even take a throw in.
He kind of led us to victory last game, though. Captain, fantastic. Attila, what did you make of the lineup? Were you happy Aubameyang started, or did you want Lacazette to stay in?
I wanted Lacazette to start because like Aubameyang didn't actually shoot goals. I thought I was gonna shoot goals today, but I think Lacazette is the main striker now.
Awesome. Harvey, how about you? The lineup, the formation, are you okay with the formation, or do you want a different formation for us?
You know what? I was happy with the lineup, other than Aubameyang, because I thought Aubameyang, he did deserve to start today. I thought we should have stuck with Laka. I thought Laka was absolutely incredible at Chelsea. Worked his socks off, scored a penalty. So I wanted to see Laka start today. But Auba got put in there. You know what? I wasn't really, angry, just as I got to see Laka there. But yeah, other than that, maybe not XHAKA and then maybe not NENY, because I think both of them aren't good enough. I don't know what Callum from said. I think, you know what? Yeah. I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but when Partey's fit, I think Partey and Maitland now should be our two holding midfielders.
Harvey, is that creative enough though? Niles and Partey.
Niles, Partey, and in front of them, Emil Smith-Rowe. If we can sign one, sign an attacking midfielder.
Awesome. So for me, before the game started, I actually didn't want Martinelli to start, not because he's a bad player, but because I was so afraid that if he plays 3 games in 6 days, he'll get injured again, and I wouldn't have risked that. But anyway, he did start and he did play like 60 or 70 minutes, and he did play okay again. It seems like he's ready, back and fit again. Harvey, how happy are you to have Martinelli? Do you think he's our best player?
Not our best, but he's a breath of fresh air, Martinelli, man. He just offers us so much energy. Maybe he just offers so much energy. Do you know who reminds me of Alexis Sanchez?
Yeah, it does. Like Alexis, man. South America.
Maybe even half the players Sanchez for us in his prime. We've got a player.
Yeah, South American flair. How about you, Callum? Are you happy Martinelli started, or did you want any changes from the last game?
No, I wanted him to play because he is our best player. As sad as it is, yeah. Our two best players are 19. Do you know what I mean? They're relying on kids right now. You know what I mean? And that's because the players we got out. Martinelli, I was happy he started. I was happy. I don't care. He came back from injury. Yeah, fair enough. He came back from quite a serious injury, but I was happy. I was happy to see them. Well, them three kids play, bring a bit of energy. I thought Aubameyang was going to score because he had that bit of energy. They had the runners off him, and he could get in the position to score. Where he almost scored in the second half, came in, and obviously the keeper saved it. But he didn't get them chances all season because we had a load of static players behind him. Like we had the XHAKAs, the LENNYs, the Williams, who stayed and hugged the corner flag. When we had Pepe, who always wants it to feet and come into midfield to get the ball and then losing it. You know what I mean? It's what you used to do. So I like them runners. That's what I like. If we had David Luiz, I think David Luiz would love it because you play them balls over the top to Martinelli's, to the Sakas, to the Aubameyang. I think we'll better, but you know.
Yeah, Attila, what happens when Willian comes back? Willian, Luiz, do they have a place in this team?
I think Willian, no. David Luiz, yes.
David Luiz would start for you?
Yeah.
Ahead of who?
Ahead of, I would say, Rob Holding.
Rob Holding. Because I've just watched Harvey and Callum right now, and I heard what they had to say about LENO and Holding. So for me, Holding I don't think is that good of a defender. It's not all that, but Pablo Mari, for him coming back, I'm so happy with Pablo Mari. Callum, Pablo Mari, do you think is good enough for us? Are you giving him time?
I'll give him time because he's only had about 6 games or something like that. So I've really seen much. Well, we haven't seen much of him to make a decision on what type of play. Well, obviously, we see how he is, but you don't know. He could be like Mustafi was. He was at Valencia and he was doing bits. Comes to Arsenal and he turns into bloody Sclatchy. Do you know what I mean? So
worse, maybe even worse.
Even worse. So we got to see how he is. He looks good, right? He looks quite solid. You know, Gabriel's levels above him, I think, but.
By far. So here's a start from today's game from Lacazette posted on Arsenal's Twitter. Alexander Lacazette's 5 Premier League goals this season have all been opening goals for the game. So that is kind of interesting. Against Liverpool, he did it. Against Fulham, against West Ham. I don't remember the other one, but was it the last game or something? I don't remember. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, I think it was Chelsea. So 5 goals.
Yeah, the penalty.
Yeah, the penalty against Chelsea. So the game kind of turned out the way. Okay, let me ask you guys. I'll start with you, Attila. What was your prediction before the game?
Oh, sorry. Go on, Attila. I'll let you talk, bro.
So my predictions were that like we were. I would say like we were gonna actually win this game. Because if you look how we played against Chelsea, I think we were obviously going to win this game 2-0, I would say.
2-0. Harvey?
Following on from the Chelsea game, I thought we was going to win today. And maybe a bit more convincingly than it probably was. I was going to probably go 2-1, 3-1 maybe. But 3 points, they all count the same. Yeah, it was 2-1, 3-1. I thought we was going to win today, but 1-0. I'll take it. 1-0 to Arsenal.
Callum, 3 goals for Arsenal. Really, I never usually watch Arsenal these days expecting 3 goals. How about you?
1-0. I was expecting 1-0, or when I saw that first half, 1-1. I was expecting or even 0-0 because when we play like that, it scares me because we played like that all season. It's flat. It looks like we're void of ideas again. It looked like we're backwards, sideways. It was boring. It was like watching a Tottenham game the other day. Boring. It was like that.
Yeah.
And I just struggled. When in the second half, all of a sudden we come out like we were against Chelsea, similar. And we just need to turn it up a bit more quicker. So I was expecting 1-0. 1-0 rather what I was predicting.
Yeah, as Cookie says in the chat, should have been 3 Martinelli and Aubameyang missed. I don't know how the keeper saved that, man.
Oh, he's right. He's right, man. We should have been 3. Should have. Yeah, Aubameyang should have scored that, and Martinelli. It's a bit tough because you had to get past 2 and then you had to take the shot. But if he shot low, you never know what could happen. But he's right; it could have been 3.
Callum, was that a good save? Was it a good save or a bad miss?
I think it was just. I think the goalkeeper was in the right place at the right time. In my opinion, if the goalkeeper was slightly to the left or slightly to the right, it would go in. It was just one of them things that he was just there, and it just saved it. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't believe it, but it just is the way it is. That we need a striker luck sometimes, and the luck didn't come then. You know what I mean? The luck came against Chelsea.
I think my prediction was like 2-1 or something, because we've never beaten Brighton at their place, and we've only beaten them once in 6 games. We did beat them in the FA Cup in 2015 when we beat Aston Villa in the final. We beat them in that run. But every time we face Brighton, I always remember the tough times against them last season. Mope injuring LENO, ending Guendouzi's career at Arsenal, scoring that last-minute win. And by the way, I start for you 3 and anyone watching. That goal Mope scored against us last season in the last minute, that was the latest ever goal Brighton have ever scored. They've never scored any goal later than the 94th minute. And for Arsenal, that is the latest goal we've ever scored, winning goal we've ever conceded in the Emirates era. There's no team that has ever scored a winning goal against us after the 94th minute. So that is how painful it is facing Brighton. Yeah? Go ahead.
You see with that though, yeah? Obviously I hate Morpe because of what he said, but if Morpe didn't injure Leno, I actually think we're Thomas Partey right now. Because you got to think, right? If he didn't injure Leno, no one would have seen how good Emmy was. And then Emmy came in and then bought for 20 million, which then funded the move for Thomas Partey, which probably we've got to be thanking Morpe. I know Ty doesn't want to, as he still calls him a cheat, but
maybe if he didn't injure Leno, no one would have seen the gem we have in Martinez. We would have kept him for this season too, maybe. But I see what you mean. So it has always been tough against Brighton, but this time we started, as you guys have seen about the starting lineup. And let me see. The first half, what did you make of the first half, Callum?
I thought it was dry, to be say. It was boring. It was void of ideas. Same old Arsenal from this season, to be honest. That's what it felt like for me anyway. I don't know. And it was boring. I thought we had one shot on target and it was Xhaka's free kick. And that is probably one of our worst first halves this season. And you're talking about bad first halves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's saying something, and I didn't expect the second half, so
Yeah. Attila, did you feel like Brighton were going to score in that game?
Yes, when Leno made that save in the first half, the one when the player got close to the goalkeeper.
Which players are they? I don't recall that, but I don't think I ever felt like they were threatening that much. Javi, how about you? Did you feel they were threatening that much?
I don't think they did, but I just, with Brighton, right? Because of what happened last time with Leno and they scored so late, I had a feeling, when they, the last 10 minutes when it was coming on to us, I was a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. I could just see them getting a little bit of luck. During how our season has gone, I could see them scoring, but, thankfully they didn't score. But yeah.
Awesome. And Callum Smith Rowe in the first half, he was looking like our brightest spark. How much do you like the guy?
Oh, I love him. I love that guy. I've loved him for years. Even like when he went out on loan. And I was upset when he went out on loan because I wanted him to play in this team. We had crap players in his team, getting weak games week in, week out, and we don't play a gem like that. Do you know what I mean? It's showing it. He reminds me a bit like a Ramsey type midfielder. Like he gets into them little pockets. Plays them little 1-2s, and it reminds me of Ramsey a lot. So I like him. I want him to be in this squad. Just keep him in every game.
He will.
From the youngsters we have, do you think is the third one after Martinelli and Saka, or do you think the rest, Willock and Nketiah and Nelson, is ahead of him? Any of them?
Eddie's rubbish. Eddie's rubbish. Eddie, he could do what any other striker can do, like a Danny Welbeck can do, or whoever that we got rid of. They can tap the ball in the net from 2 yards out. Do you know what I mean? And Nelson, I rate Nelson. I think he's been better this season. Do you know what I mean? He's looked sharp in the Europa League. But it's just it's bad that he keeps getting injured every time we think he's going to get into the squad. He gets injured.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit recurring to me this season. But I like to see Nelson. Eddie, I'll bin him. I'll get rid of him in January. Get the money back for him and get someone like Diego Costa. Someone a mean player.
No, man.
I think he's one of the type of player we need.
Not
I
Costa.
think so, man. He's not good. He's not. Do you know what I mean? I just think that kind of personality in the dressing room will get some players like Bellerin.
I see what you mean.
What?
I see what you mean, but yeah, go ahead first.
Of that kind of personality in the. Oh, Harvey.
God, no. Do you know what? If you asked me this a few weeks ago, no, maybe a few months ago, I remember I said I want a big bully up there, and Diego Costa is that the ideal person for that. However, now looking onto it, he's another striker. That therefore means we're gonna have 5 strikers in the club. 5 players in the club where striker is their natural position. Laka, Orba, Balogun, Eddie, and then if we get Diego Costa, that's 5. So then you got to think, right? Costa will be third choice maybe after them two, or maybe come on when we're losing or if we're getting balls into the box. But then what does that mean for Balogun? Because I genuinely think Balogun will probably leave, as like everything I've read. There's nothing about him signing. So then, if we do lose Balogun and Eddie, because Eddie, I was a fan of him, but other than them little taps-ins that he does, I don't think he does anything. And I'm like, with the young players, I always say give him a chance. Him, I don't think he's got it, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing I'd say, I agree with both of you, Javi and Callum. I see what you mean about him bringing that kind of attitude in the dressing room, Callum. But again, we've been hearing these things of Luis fighting this one, Sabas fighting. I just feel like he comes there, it's going to be a mess. I don't think Arteta will be able to handle all that fighting and pressure from all these big time players. But yeah, I guess that's why you guys are saying Arteta out. But I'm still Arteta in for the record. Zoom, how are you?
How are you, mate?
I'm good. What did you make of the game?
Well, the first half we were shit, absolutely shit. The second half, Mikel Arteta did what he had to do, and then we came out a completely different team.
So what did you make of the lineup? Are you happy with the lineup?
I wasn't happy that Laka was dropped,
Wow.
I would have started Ceballos instead of NENY.
And Laka ahead of Aubameyang?
Yes.
Wow, it's funny that 2 months ago we were saying really different about Aubameyang. All of a sudden, it doesn't seem like he can finish the chances. Callum, what is happening to him? Is it the confidence or what is happening?
Sorry, what did you say? You called me? Oh, me.
Yeah.
I think he's just not confident, is he? He looks like the shell of the play he was last season. And if he's not performing, I don't care who he is. He's not bigger than Arsenal. Drop him out the team and put Lacazette in because he's the one that's scoring the goals for us right now. You know what I mean? It's a bombing. Yeah, he has to work. He has to fight for his place again to prove to us and prove to the fans that he can do what he was doing. He can, he can dig us out of situations. He can get that goal. And it seems to me he can't. So put Laka in there. I say put Laka. And Sabas as well. I'll put Sabas in there, 100%.
I'd agree with you guys for Sabas. I think I'd have started him, but hey, I don't know. He's not been performing that well anyway. So let's get into the goal. I'll start with you, Attila. Let's get into the goal. I mean, Lacazette comes in just so the likes of Callum can hit an Arteta masterstroke. He comes in right on time and he gets the goal from Saka's brilliant work. What did you make of the goal?
I think that it was a great goal. He put a lot of power on it, and I think Lacazette is our super sub.
Super sub. Zoom, did you think he should have taken it first time, or are you happy with him taking the ball and controlling it first and looking for a spot?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Did you want him to take it first time, Zoom?
I did, but it was a magnificent goal from start to finish. Saka had burned on toast from minute 1.
Yeah.
Saka playing as a right winger is a complete different player. He cuts in on the left, like finishes. He's scoring more, supplying the attackers, and with Emil now starting, we're seeing the best of Saka.
Best Saka, yeah, I agree with you. Javi? Go ahead.
Can I say something? Following what he just said, Saka's on the right, yeah? So if Saka carries on performing, what do you guys do with Pepe? Do you get rid of him?
Bin him. He's not
You
good
get rid
enough.
of him.
Bin him.
He's not good enough.
Not good enough.
I'll be honest, I don't think...
Exact.
I'm not sure about Pepe, man. I don't think he's good enough. But yeah, sorry, that goal, Saka, incredible turn to then leave the defender behind him. And Laka, you know what? You guys are saying you wanted to take it faster, but he scored at the end of the day. A lovely finish as well. Shot it to the near post. People didn't even know he was going to do that. But then what you got to think, right, is if Laka misses that chance, everyone's on his back again. Everyone's, he's crap.
He is crap if he misses that.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, what striker cannot... I'm telling you...
What's your name on the thing? Is it Mr. Positive?
No, but I'm honest though, innit? A striker of that caliber, of what we paid for him, 50 million, remember, he has to score from 3 yards out with no player pressuring him. He has to score. I was expecting him to score that. Now you score this, Laka, and he scored because he's a class finisher. He's a class finisher. I don't rate him as much, but I think he's a class finisher. He finishes dinner, and especially this season, he's finishing his dinner every time. So, what do I actually? I mean, I expect that from him. I expect it from AUBAMEYAng, but do you know what I mean?
The visual pics say Brighton was like our bogey team. I'm happy we ended that curse and also the curse at Old Trafford. We never won in those two stadiums.
Never beat them.
Yeah, just to answer your question on Pepe, I actually feel the same way. I wouldn't sell him, but I'd definitely have him on the bench. Him and Willian should be very, very embarrassed. Like the fact that Martinelli and Smith Rowe are coming into the team and they're literally outplaying them. They've played 15 games and these guys have played 2 games and they've already performed better than them. Go ahead.
Can I say something, right? All right, so I think that 3 should be Thing off the right, Bukayo, Martinelli off the left, and Emil down the middle, right? But okay, if you drop Emil and Bukayo, that means back up there we've got Reece, Willian, and Pepe. So one of them probably has to go. And let's get it right, Willian ain't gonna leave because of the money he's on and our contract negotiators at the club. I don't know who it is, but what are they doing, right? Giving a 32-year-old who ain't the best anymore, giving a 3-year contract on 300k a week. That's wrong I think that's really bad. But then, so we're going to have 5 wingers, and then I just don't know what we're going to do with that. Because even maybe 6 if for AUBAMEYANG out there, and then put Laka down the middle. So that's 6 wingers. So I don't know don't think you need 6. So 2 of them have to get sold, in my opinion.
Yeah, interesting that you've mentioned Nelson. Attila, Nelson, do you think Nelson is good enough? Do you think he should be given a chance?
I think he's good
Nelson
enough.
Is good enough.
Sorry.
I think Nelson is good enough. I heard that he's injured, and I think he's good enough.
Awesome. And last question for you before you go, I wanted to also ask you, if you are the manager right now for Arsenal, which 2 youngsters would you focus on?
I would focus on the like the team management, like how we line up for the game.
I'm asking which 2 youngsters would you focus on? The young players.
Martinelli and Saka.
So no Smith Rowe. I just wanted to check that. Thanks, man, for coming on.
Thank you.
So, Callum, we'll get into the player ratings now. So, I kind of had part of your player ratings and you were very harsh. So let's see how it goes. So, we had obviously 11 players and 3 came on, and the first one was Leno. What did you give Leno for today?
I'll give him a 5.
5. Why though?
Because in the first half, I don't know, he was doing some juggling. I don't know what he was doing. He was like, we were winning the game 7-0. I think he was doing. If they would have scored that, if they would have picked that and scored that, it would have been a different game because our heads would have dropped. We could have lost that game. So that's why I say 5. Because and then his kicking is the worst. I've never seen a goalkeeper be so bad at kicking, other than our other goalkeeper. Funny enough, but he's kicking. He needs to work on that, man, because he cannot kick to save his life. Now I know why we play from the back every second. Every time we play from the back. So
I mean, Harvey, that shows you his confidence. He saved a penalty, can now juggle the ball in his goal. I mean, doesn't he get a higher rating for that?
For me, do you know what? I am going to give him a bit higher because I thought, when they were crossing the ball, then free kicks, corners, he was coming out and collecting them. Most of them, he come out and collected them. That means, as you said, he's confident. His confidence is getting up there. I think, since the whole Emmy situation, his confidence probably did go down a bit. He probably did hear a lot of fans saying they would have liked to keep Emmy, because I was one of them. I wish we kept Emmy, but he's our goalkeeper now. I've got to stick by him, and that's why I'm going to give Leno a 7. Other than that juggling situation, kept a clean sheet, was commanding, so I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm actually going to give him higher than that because, as you say, the way he was coming to collect those balls, I always love that that thing of just wasting time. It's 10 minutes to go, just handle the ball like this and just drop down, waste time. I love all that. Like, he was saving a few shots, I think like 4 or 5 saves. So I'd actually give him an 8 because he kept a clean sheet, didn't consider, especially after what happened to him in the same stadium, in the same spot last season. I mean, he was confident enough and brave enough to go ahead and keep a clean sheet in the same stadium. So I'd give him an 8. The next one is going to be, I'll not start with you. Okay, I'll just start with you, Callum. Bellerin.
B.
Clean sheet for Bellerin.
I don't know. I'll give him a 5 as well. Then I'll give him a 4, 5, 4. Actually, I'll go for 4. And it's not just because I don't like him as a player. Yeah, I just think he rarely goes forward, unless he is forward. Unless he's in their half, he does not go forward. Even if there's no players there, he won't go forward. He'll go back because he's technically not good enough. And there was times when he got caught out. There was times when he was in they were on the counter attack. And where was he? I didn't even know where he was. I thought he got subbed off at one point. I was like, and I look up and he's jogging back. Fair enough, he did that interception, when Brighton were through, put his toe out. And that, fair enough, he's been playing better, of course.
Yeah.
And then at Chelsea, I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. He was sick, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But today, 5, 6, 5. I'll give him a 5. I'll be fair as I can be.
You're very mean, Harvey. And by the way, can you try without you're using AirPods, right?
Yeah.
Could you try without? I think that's the thing that is making the sound. But yeah, what did you give?
Hecky B for me is getting the 10. He's getting the 10. He didn't make a foul throw. That's it. The 10 deserved. He took a throw and it wasn't a foul throw. So he's getting into that. Joking. I don't think he really put a foot wrong. He didn't really put a foot wrong to me.
No, just mute your mic first before. Yeah, go ahead, Abby.
Yeah. I didn't think he put a foot wrong. Didn't think it wasn't amazing. He did make that interception where I think they put the ball through and Murray left a mad gap there. Then Bellerin quickly got around and covered it and made the interception. So I'm going to give 7. He's a defender, kept the clean sheet. 7, 8. Yeah. I didn't really think he'd done anything wrong.
Yeah, awesome. Callum, I was not actually talking to you. I was telling Harvey to check his AirPods. Yours was okay. So for me... Yeah, just mute your mic and then take it out. I think. Yeah. So for me, Bellerin, I know what Callum is saying. He's not all that. He's been, in fact, awful this season. He's been all over the place this season. But I think the last 2 games has been okay. I mean, what reason does Arteta have Niles on the bench and him starting? I mean, there has to be something he sees, man. Callum, what does he see? Seriously, there has to be something that he sees.
What, in Cedric?
No, Bellerin ahead of Niles.
I don't know. I think it's because he's his son. He adopted him when he came into the club. That's what I think. I think that he has to be because he's played so bad all season and he got in every single game. When he was playing terrible. Fair enough, the Chelsea game he warranted playing today. But
yeah. The thing I'd say with Niles, the time he played in midfield, I know you said you want him in midfield, but there's a time I saw him playing in midfield and he had like check your mic, it's making some noise. He had like a pass completion of like 35%. And in midfield, when you do that, like you're going to be in trouble. Like if you're having a pass completion of 35% in midfield, you're going to have a lot of trouble. So maybe that's why he's not being played in midfield. But at right back, I'll be okay with him like being tested out or being rotated with Bellerin. But yeah, Harvey, the next one is going to be Holding. Unmute your mic.
My mic's muted, sorry. Holding.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't really think he done anything wrong today, once again. Can't remember anything he really done, though, tackle-wise. Just tried to play up from the back a bit. So I'm just going to give him a 5, 6. I may be a bit harsh because we kept a clean sheet, but off the top of my head, I can't remember him doing anything.
How about you, Mr. Positive, Holding?
I think I'll give him a 5, 6 as well. I'll give him a 6. Did nothing.
You're mean. You're very mean.
He didn't do nothing wrong. He did well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The only reason why I give him that is because I think the other centre back we had on was played way better, in my opinion. So, I'll say, but.
I'd actually give him like a 7 or something. Lewis says I ignore those stats. I mean, yeah, but because for me, like at the start of the season, I was still saying Bellerin ahead of Niles, but obviously as the season has gone by, you start thinking that again, like rethinking that. We look like we can sign Diego Costa. Tila says, I don't know, man. I don't know. John says, looks like Brandt will be. Harvey, do you want Brandt? Do you think Brandt is good enough? Or is it one of those players that you just signed from nowhere and then he comes and becomes totally useless at Arsenal?
If this was a few years ago, and like a few years ago when he was told to be the next big thing in football, but obviously we've been to all the German camps, Draxler, Goetze, and now Julian Brandt. We've been linked with him before. I would have 100% taken him, or even maybe a few months ago. I mean, a few days ago. But since Emil's come in, he's been class. And I think you bring in another attacking midfielder, that's just going to derail Emil Smith-Rowe's confidence. He'll get less game time, and you never know. We could probably see him leave, and then maybe Gnabry 2.0. So I'm not sure about Julian Brandt. You know what? I'll probably leave it to the end of the window. Leave it quite late. Just see how Emil Smith-Rowe gets on to the end of January. If he carries on good, like how he's playing now, I don't think he needs another attacking midfielder.
Awesome. And then the next one, I'll start with you, Callum. Pablo Mari.
I'll give him a 7.
I think he's played 3 games in a row now.
Yeah, I think he's played pretty well them 3 games. Yeah, fair enough, he has some shaky moments here and there. But yeah, I think that he still obviously came back from a very serious injury. He's kind of adapting to the Premier League. You know what I mean? He never played before, you know what I mean? So I think he looks solid.
Is there a way he can be played in the same team with Gabriel, both left-footed?
No, well, the manager Arteta he won't play 2 lefties. He likes to have a right on the right, left on the left. That's how Arteta is, I think. I don't think.
If you're the manager,
I would play them 100%. 100%, I would. But
like just the 2 of them.
Yeah, I'll play them 2, or even in a 3 maybe. Play David Luiz, put Mari in the middle, Luiz on the right, and then Gabriel on the left. You know, maybe do that. You know, but I won't play Holding. I don't think Holding's good enough. So,
have you Pablo Mari? Callum says 7.
Mari for me today didn't really do anything wrong. Once again, I thought it was okay. So 7 for me, Pablo Mari today. But following on what you just said, him and Gabriel, I'm not sure if that could work, just due to the fact. Actually, it could probably. Because, Arsenal, we do tend to play on that left-hand side a lot. So maybe 2 left-hand centre-backs could work. But Murray, other than a few shaky moments, as Callum said, didn't put a foot wrong, kept the clean sheet. So I'm going to give him a 7-8 today.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. We did keep a clean sheet. And then the next one is Tierney. Callum, Tierney, the way he gets forward, totally opposite from how you're judging Bellerin. The way Tierney goes forward, wow.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give him an 8. 8, 9. I love that guy because he goes forward. He goes forward. He can cross a ball. He can. He beats a man. You know. He does. He's the complete opposite to what Bellerin should be as a right back. I mean, honestly, we got to be honest here. Like Tierney he's class. He's class, and I'll give him an 8, 9. I'll give him a 9. He faded off near the end of the second half, but give him
the captaincy. Just yes or no?
Yes, I would. The only person on the pitch that talks.
Harvey, Tierney rating?
Tierney for me today. You know what? He goes forward, man, and I like it. Bellerin tries, but he's not good enough going forward. So I'm gonna go, 8, 9 for me for today. Tierney went forward, almost probably got another penalty, almost. You know when he came in, and then the defender was just behind him. So Tierney for me 9 today.
I'd give him an 8. I think he was brilliant. Those crosses, as Callum says, those crosses are very, very nice. If only we had someone like Giroud in that team, we would be absolutely like spanking opponents. So I think it's okay. The next one is Granit Xhaka. I'll start with you, Harvey. Obviously not Callum's cup of tea, Xhaka. Now, I saw one of your podcasts, like, I don't know, was it like the first one or something? And I remember you saying Xhaka is a very good player. And I've always waited to have you on to tell you this. Explain.
All right. Okay. You guys got to remember, right? Okay. Callum, we've done that video towards the start of the season. We maybe 3-4 games in. So then 3-4 games, we won our first 3 games, okay? So I'm thinking, all right, he's been fine. We're winning games. I can't complain. And before the end of the season, XHAKA and Ceballos was playing very well together. So then I'm thinking now, XHAKA's turned the corner and he's becoming a good player, which he should be starting for Arsenal. But obviously, my judgment was wrong. And now I look like an idiot. I'm saying that.
Do you think, what's his favorite position? What's his best position?
On the bench. On the bench.
Like, at least he did see the light. I mean, he's okay in some few... like the way Callum said earlier about Luis, also XHAKA can pick up a few of those passes, but when it comes to defending, like he's so lazy because the moment you get past him, he gets a yellow card from nowhere, like discipline all over the place. The other day after such a good game, he comes and does an interview and talks about, some fans were talking. Like, there's no need of saying that. We know, like, you've not apologized. People are still waiting for you to apologize and all that. But, like, I don't know. It's all over the place. As a player, probably from the bench, if he's coming for the last 10 minutes, that's okay. But definitely should not be starting for us. But, hey, for today, what did you give him, Harvey?
Granit today, he got spun. I remember there was one point where he just got turned too easy. As you just said, defensively, that guy, I don't know what he does. Do you know what? Sorry, with XHAKA, right, we've had him for 4 years now, and I still can't work out what his role is. If he's a defensive midfielder, if he's one that should just sit and allows the other to go forward, a box-to-box ball winning. I don't know what the guy does, like, still. But, 5.
Jesus
he does.
Christ.
He does the role of like annoying fans. How about you, Callum?
I'll give him 1, 2. 1. I'll give him 1. I think the guy is pony. He thinks he disrespects the fans on so many occasions. When he said the other day that he's talking on the pitch, didn't apologize when he got sent off the other day.
Yeah.
When he is the worst midfield, he's like a C-Tech Jorginho. And Jorginho's not the best, is he? Do you know what I mean?
No.
XHAKA's terrible, and he just takes the mick, to be honest with you. And I think that when he threw down the armband last season, done it for me. I think it done it for me. When you disrespect the club, the fans the way he did, you can't. For me, you can't get back from that. You can't come back from that. I don't care who you are. If it was AUBAMEYANG did the same, I'd say I want him at the club. I don't care if he scored 30 goals that season. I want him out. So he shouldn't disrespect us and get away with it. And he's done it and got away with it. And Arteta begged him to stay. So do you know what I mean? 1.
I'd probably give him higher than that because of the way the game turned out. Let me just bring this comment from David. David says XHAKA has never been given his best role at Arsenal. I guess he meant if you watch him in his national team, you would wonder. He plays like the legend. Parallel. Harvey, XHAKA, Pirlo, same level.
The only same thing about is they're from the same continent, Europe. That's the only thing about it that's similar.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, David. But I mean, he's been under like 4 managers. He's been here for close to 5 years. What like? It's so many mistakes, him and Mustafi. If you count them, they're like more than 100 mistakes. You can make 5 mistakes in those years, but every constant mistakes, yellow cards, red cards, silly mistakes, wrong passes. When he gets forward, he doesn't shoot the ball the way he wants. Yes, his free kick the other day was okay. Yes, we'd give him like an 8 or 9 for the game against Chelsea. But today, when he has the ball, you don't really feel like something is going to happen. But yeah, so I'll just say since they were solid with NENY against Bissouma, I hate Bissouma because of the day he was laughing at Arsenal. So I'd probably give him a 5 the way John says, maybe a 5. David says 6.5, but yeah. The next one is his midfield partner Harvey El-Neni, the best Egyptian in the league.
Do you know what? With El-Neni, okay, I thought when we played Man United, he's like coming back to, like El-Neni, maybe not even coming back, maybe he's turning the corner, becoming a good player. But since that, I think he's just not good enough. Chelsea, he's not good enough. Chelsea, he's still okay, but he was the worst player on the pitch for us. And today, he also had that's one part, right? We're playing out from the back. He has time, could release the ball, players are there he could pass to, and he just gives it away. If you guys remember, there was a part, he just gave it away, and we were lucky to be let off there. Then after, he's like, what am I supposed to do? You have options around you, El-Neni. Poor.
Yeah.
But because of that, and maybe I might have an agenda against him, but I just don't think he's good enough. I'm going to give him a 4. I just don't really think he's good enough, to be honest.
Lewis rightly remembers his strike against Barcelona.
5 years ago. It was 5 years ago.
Should he still be at Arsenal because that goal is scored against Barcelona?
Well, obviously, yes.
I mean, what would you give him for today?
0. 0. The guy is not good enough, man. He's the guy. He winds me up. He can't even pass. He can't. You remember when he did that in front of the box, and he tried to pass to Saka. So I don't know what he was trying to do, and he passed it into his legs, and Saka was trying to get out of the box. And then Brighton.
I'll try and rewatch the game today, because right now on TV you can see Leeds scoring 5 goals. It's a pain seeing other teams scoring 5 goals in a game. But I don't know. Yes, he's a very boring player, I'd say, Callum. He's a very boring player. Like, the ball is always going backwards with him, backwards. Yeah. Like, there's nothing he really does up front. But hey, we kept a clean sheet, so I'd probably give him I don't know, 6 is too high. I don't know, maybe 5. Maybe that is because I'd give him a 5.5 if I was giving House, Team and Xhaka, because their midfield is very strong and they tried their best time in terms of defense. So maybe a 5 or something.
That Basuma had them on toast, Xhaka and Lenny. Oh my God, that Basuma had them on toast. He couldn't handle him.
Yeah,
that's the saying something. We should get him. But he's in Brighton, and we've got 2 players that shouldn't even be in Brighton's starting 11. Our starting 11. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think if we have better, obviously, when we get Partey back, he's going to be in levels, because he's levels, you know what I mean, above anything we got. But I think Partey, we need to get a partner for Partey. And someone like Basuma or someone to go next to Partey that complement each other. And we'll be amazing. We just need a better, and get rid of Bellerin, and geez, we'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Get a better player. You know what I mean? Lumpty.
Yeah, I would love him. Lewis says misplacing passes a lot. David says El-Neni was a 4.5. He is not forward thinking. I mean, you get what you pay for. You get what you don't pay for, because he literally didn't pay a lot for these players. Harvey, let me try and make it more like a positive. Sweet throw.
King of Mill. That's what he is. He's genuinely. We were talking about these young players who we have, right? These lot have come in for 2-3 games and have been better than our senior players. What are probably highest earned players at the club? Willian, Aubameyang, our most expensive player, Pepe, and they're outperforming them. So Emil, another great game from him today. Do you know what I really like about him? And we've not had it for a long time. He picks up the ball, right, and he does a quick 1-2 and he's off. We haven't got a player that picks it up 1-2 and he's gone, and he does that, and he's have you guys noticed as well? Since he's been playing, where's all the Özil people? Oh, Özil should be back in the squad. Özil this, Özil that. Emil's showing that he could be the new Özil, better than Özil. So Emil for me today an 8.
Yeah, we do have that player, Harvey. That guy on screen right now. Let me put it on screen right now. He just needs time to adapt. Maybe a year or two to adapt to English football. So yeah, I'm just hoping I'm hoping he lands from these kids, man. I'm hoping he lands from these kids. But yeah, Callum Smith-Rowe.
I'll give him a 9, 8.5. I'll give him 8.5 actually. I think.
So would you start him again? Would you start him again in the next game?
Yeah, I would, because he's the only he's the creative outlet compared to to let go these Martinelli and the SAKA and the AUBAMEYANG. He's the outlet, and we needed a player like him. That's why we wanted Aouar. Aouar, to be fair, Aouar is similar. He plays more on the wing, but he's similar. That type of player we need is where he gets in these little pockets, gets the ball, and distributes it to our wingers. Distributes it to our striker, and we need him, and he's what he does. So yeah, I'll play him every game. Play him every game.
John says, I agree with the earlier comments made that if all players fit, we should play Partey and Maitland-Niles. And Smith-Rowe does his education in the lower leagues and should be kept now. Yeah, I think he should now. It's time for the likes of Willock and Nketiah to go out on loan again, and him to stay, because it's definitely. I couldn't believe how they dominated Chelsea, him and Martinelli. Kids and Willian and Pepe do nothing on the pitch. It's very, very frustrating.
Madness.
So I'd probably give him an 8 for today. The next one again, breath of fresh air, Harvey, Saka.
King Bakayo the GOAT.
That kid, man, I remember, when he first come on, I think one of his first games for us was when he played Frankfurt in the Europa League and he scored. No, that was his first goal. But since that, he's just gone levels. Every game he looks better and better he plays. I think that guy is the future of our football club, and I'm so happy we've tied him down to a long-term contract, because he's the future of Arsenal Football Club. Today, incredible assist. Also created the other chance earlier for AUBAMEYANG where he should have scored, and he's performing week in, week out. For a 19-year-old to be performing this good at this level, is class. People, talk about, Foden and Greenwood, how these two are the future of England. I think he's on their level, if not better than them.
Yeah, the thing I'd say with Saka. Go ahead first. I
think if he's not on the same level, he's better than them. So go on, Glenn. That's what I really have to say about him.
So for Saka, the thing I'd say, the game against Chelsea in today's game, the game against Chelsea for his goal, Callum, if it was Pepe, he would turn back to his left foot. He wouldn't try to cross with his right foot or try to score his right foot. And also today, he's crossed with the right foot to Lacazette. Pepe would have turned again to his left foot and the chance would have gone. And that chance, as Harvey says, that chance for AUBAMEYANG, every time Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen.
Exactly.
So, what did you give him for today?
I'll give him a 10. I'll actually give him a top mark, because I believe he's been our shining light this season when it's been so doom and gloom. And he's been the one player that I can say I can give him a good 8 and the rest of them 0s, And today he showed it again how good he is. He's unreal. That kid, he's unreal, man. Him and Martinelli, a breath of fresh air.
Javi, I think that is what you're talking about Frankfurt right foot Carlos' his goal. Lewis says, David says 9.5. John says Saka 9 today. He's on fire, great attitude. And so how did you feel, Javi, when I'll try and get the picture when obviously he got injured? Did you think our season is over just before it even got started?
Do you know with that, right? Saka's one of them players, okay? He's going down if he's hurt. Yeah, he's one of the players that goes down easy, like Ceballos, for example.
Like a Diego Costa. Like a Diego Costa, Callum. Like a Diego Costa.
And you know what? Saka, I've never seen him go down for a little challenge on him. He's down on the floor if it hurts. And he was tapping the floor, smashing the floor. You can hear him, because I watched the games, with no crowd noise, because I didn't know I like it better. And I heard him going, kind of frustrated, angry, like he was in pain. And I was like, but this is bad. But then I was thinking, hold on, if he's injured, Willian's back in the squad.
Yeah, and he is. Willian is fit for the weekend, by the way, Callum. Just to spoil it.
He's not good enough, man.
He's probably going to play.
Yeah, against West Brom for a 0-0 draw. So, Callum, Saka, would you don't you think he's playing too many games? Wouldn't you like rest him for at least one game?
Nah, we can't afford to rest an important player like that. And I can't believe I'm saying that about a 19-year-old when we had the likes of Sanchez and Santi. They used to dig us out, and that class them players were. And we're talking about a 19-year-old, and I would play him every game. He's got to play. Because who else can play in that? Who else can play and perform the way he performs? When Willian, I don't know what he does. What does he do? I can't. We must have thought he's a stepbrother. You know what I mean? It's not Willian. The Willian I saw last season. Will.i.am. The Willian I saw last season was unreal. Yeah, it wasn't unreal, but he was. He scored. He scored a few goals, assists.
Will.i.am is good enough. Will.i.am is good enough.
Get Will.i.am.
Don't compare him to Will.i.am. He's good enough. So for Saka, I'd say Saka. What a player, man. Every time he has the ball, as I said, he has the confidence to take shots with his right foot, left foot, everything's the same. The only thing I'd say, though, I won't give him a 10. Now, those corners that he always takes and free kicks that hit the first man, he did that 4 times today. Yeah. I don't like that. Those corners and free kicks, he needs to improve on that. I don't like those free kicks that hit the first man corners, like 4 poor. So I'd give him a 9 for that. He needs to improve on the set pieces. Cookie says, hope Saka is okay. I can see we need a run of wins. We have to play our top players till we are safe in the league. Oh, come on, David. We are safe in the league. Right now, it's 2 wins out of 2. We are heading for the title race. Forget surviving. Forget surviving.
About the title.
Yeah, Miami. If Man U didn't score their last minute's goal today.
We're 6 points off Chelsea and Tottenham, who are now considered title contenders. So, you know what? You're not wrong. I think
I'm not wrong.
We've got West Brom and then
Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Newcastle. 9 points out of 9, and we are 5th.
No, Newcastle's in the FA Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, we have them both. We are playing them twice in like a week in the FA Cup and in the league.
See, look, 3 winnable games, 3 teams who are lower than us in the league.
Yeah, that is what. That is what we think until Kolasinac plays and gives away a penalty in one of those games.
That's what happened.
That is what is gonna happen. But I'm not serious about the title race, Javi. I'm just happy for 1-2 games out of 2.
I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean.
The next one, I'll start with you, Callum. Martinelli.
Well, he was a bit quiet today, but he worked hard. He always works hard, Martinelli. He always running the back, closing the ball down. You know what I mean? And he sets the tempo for the team.
Yeah.
Because then the rest of the team pushes. They're like, if this kid's pushing, I'm gonna press. You know what I mean? And that's why. So I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give him, just because he was quite quiet in the game today, but he like I said, he closes down everything. He don't stop. He don't stop, man. And I love that by him. He reminds me of Sanchez when he does that.
Such a good player, man. Such a good player. Javier, what did you give Martinelli?
I think I said it, man. He reminds me of a little Sanchez. South American flair. Martin, he's energy. He scores goals sometimes. He creates chances for himself, for the team. Today had another great game, 2 great games in a row. For another 19-year-old, I've got to go and give him. Actually, he wasn't incredible today. I think but he was good enough. So I'm gonna give him a 7 today. Might be a bit harsh, but yeah.
Yeah, I can see Javi telling me he left the Saka picture on screen for too long. That was not a mistake. You know what? And in fact, I'll put it again because he's our best player right now, and he deserves as much screen time as he's getting right now. There is Saka. For the 37 people in the chat right now, leave a like on the video if you love Bukayo Saka. Let him have his screen time. Javi, let him have his screen time. So Martinelli, sorry again, Javier, did you give Martinelli out of 10?
7 today. Might be a bit harsh, but I wouldn't give him a 7.
Callum?
7.5.
Awesome. Then the last one from the starting lineup is Aubameyang. Javi?
Do you know what? Right. And okay, on his day, last season, if it wasn't for Aubameyang last season, I don't know where we would have been. We wouldn't have won the FA Cup. We wouldn't have done anything. But this season, the guy's just not picked up his form. And I don't know what's happened, but he's just not been the same player like this season. Hopefully he'll start getting form again. But do you know what I think? Callum said it earlier, right? No player is bigger than this club. So I think we've got to bench him for a few games. And bench him for a few games. Let him, he has to be hungry. Because Lacazette's been performing. And who would have said that, right? Lacazette's been better than Aubameyang. But he has. Lacazette's been better than Auba. So for me, he missed that chance today. And then he had that other one where he picked up on the left-hand side. And then you're thinking, go on, Auba. He done against Liverpool. He done against, who else did he do it against? Sorry.
Fulham
start season. When he comes in, he bends it and it goes in. But today, he had it. And he just, even when the camera zoom on his face, he just doesn't look happy.
Doesn't look happy, yeah. So, he also did that in the previous season against Cardiff, You
know what? Harsh, but I'm gonna have to give him a 3 today because I've even met the guy as well. I filmed a YouTube video of him, and on Arsenal's channel and stuff. He actually done really well. I was really proud of that. But
ladies and gentlemen, we are in the presence of greatness. Harvey filmed a video of Aubameyang, and I'm just Harvey doing Harvey things. So, and he's not being nice to Aubameyang. Callum, do you agree with him?
I do. I'll give him a 3 as well, to Monsieur. The guy, he took his big check, 370 grand a week, and he's taking it home. He's not unhappy. Do you mean he's going home to his big mansion with all these big bucks earning? You know what I mean? Gets into the team week in week out. Not, you know what I mean? He's not scoring, but just, for me, I think he lost his cutting edge for me. It looks like he's lost something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's his team. You know, just drained the life out of him. You know, because I think it would for me if I played in a team that I imagine I love this club and you look around and you see players. Maybe, I don't know, but he's not the same player anymore. And I think since he signed that contract, it's just convenient. Yeah, it's weird that his goals have dried up all of a sudden because he scored before that. Against the first game of the season, he scored a banger. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, he signs the contract saying that he wants to be a legend at the club. All this bollocks, and then he does that. So
and you know who else played well in that game? That Fulham game.
William.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong, man.
That was his only shot on target this season.
I was excited. I was really excited when we signed William.
I was too. I was.
So I was like, this guy's a top player. But then, what's he done since? Crap.
Yeah, I can see Lewis saying, Lewis is stunned. He's stunned by you, Harvey. So yeah, he was Arsenal's channel Junior Gunner's video, some comment.
That's me, Lewis.
Commentary. Mr. BK says I wasn't too pleased by today's performance. Barely scraped past Brighton today. Saka 9, Laka 8. The thing I'd say that, Mr. BK, remember United played them. They had to get a penalty after the final whistle to beat them. Liverpool drew with Brighton away from home. Also Chelsea, they had a tough game against Brighton until they got a couple of goals in the last 10 minutes or something.
Brighton beat Villa as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They're very, very good. They're very, very good. You're actually right. It was away to Aston Villa. John says Auba could have assisted a couple of times if he wasn't trying to be greedy. I don't know. His passing was a bit too poor again today. The first half was dull. Is this you in the comments, Callum? Is this you in the comments? this is Lucas Live says hi man. So happy 2 wins in 2. Yeah, Luca. This is the start of a special season. We're just starting our season. Only in the second half we created 80% of the chances. Yeah, I hear you. Do you think Arsenal can beat West Brom and Newcastle and Palace? I hope so. I'm hoping so. Fulham, even Willian, except for those 2 crossfield balls, he couldn't beat Joe Bryan. I was worried, and sadly it came true. I mean, Joe Bryan bought them in the league, so Joe Bryan is not that useless. So let's go to the bench now. Harvey, Lacazette
came on, done his job. He was come on to score a goal. He done it in 21 seconds. So he worked as well. You know what? When he came on, he was working hard. So I'm going to give him a 10.
I don't know. You always feel so happy when this guy scores, like Lacazette, Pepe, because they want them to do well. Callum?
I'll give him an 8.
Yeah. I feel like their confidence goes up when they score these goals.
It does, and then you get benched the next game.
Because if you remember right, with Laka, he scored in like the first 2-3 games of the season. Oh, look at this picture here.
Yeah.
So Aubameyang looks happy here when he makes a scoring, but he can't score himself.
let him have his joy. Let him have his joy, man.
But with Laka, right, he will go on a run of games, score goals, and then Arteta will bench him for no reason. Then his confidence comes down, and then it's, I thought that was going to happen again today, but he came on and scored instantly.
I bet Laka's used to it now.
What, coming on off the bench?
He's used to scoring and getting benched. That's what.
To be fair to him, though, you can remember Callum. Remember his first season under Wenger. I remember the first 2 games. I think it was against Liverpool. He didn't start, and then against Stoke he didn't start, and then he scored a couple of goals. Wenger dropped him again. He was always the one who's being subbed off. I don't know why, but it's like the easy target to be subbed off. But for me, I still want to see him playing in a 4-4-2 with Aubameyang up front. None of them on the wing, just the 2 of them in the center positions. I really want to see that, to see how it works out. So I can see John says Laka 8.5. David says Laka 9.5. Wow.
They're right.
That's a bit high.
A bit high, yeah. I don't know, a bit high. He got the winning goal. 9 though. I'd give him a 9 though for the winning goal. I think we beat West Brom, Newcastle, but Palace not sure. We might actually beat Crystal Palace and then West Brom not sure. I mean, West Brom lost 5-0 today against Leeds. We have to get something from that game. I know they drew with Liverpool and City.
You got to think now, right? They've just lost 5-0. They're gonna be gunning for us now. They're gonna be
by defending.
Pardon,
by defending.
Could you repeat that?
I'm not sure that is too much of gunning when they're coming to defend.
No, but you got to think, right? Big Sam, after what he said, when he said we're their relegation rivals, even pretty fair players, right? These lot haven't been doing that good. Yeah, they've won 2 games in a row. Let's go out there from the first minute, kick them, because that's what they'll come and try and bully us. And you know what? I think that'll be a tougher game than you guys expect. I actually think West Brom will be a tough game.
Awesome. So, Lacazette, you said Callum, you give him a what?
8.5, I'd say.
8.5. Then Sabias, was he on for enough, Harvey?
Pardon?
Sabias?
Didn't really think he was on for long enough. When he came on, I don't remember him touching the ball, to be honest.
I don't think he did. I actually don't think he actually did.
I'm not even trying to take the mickey. I genuinely don't remember Sabias.
He never does anyway. He never does anyway, does he, really, honestly? When he starts the game, he's there for 10 minutes, and then I forget he's got ozolitis.
I don't know, man. I was one of those people that was praying that we resign Sabias. I was actually praying because I was looking at our midfield and we had XHAKA only. So, and then he hadn't even come yet. So I was like, who will be in our midfield? We need Sabias. Go ahead.
You know what, Glenn? I 100% agree. The day when we signed him back on loan, I was buzzing. Because towards you remember, right? If you guys remember, when Sabias first came, this guy was like, he's quality. Remember Burnley, megging everyone, ripping up everyone. Then he turned into a spinning top. As Trim's called it. He used to get the ball, turn, and then get tackle, give it away. Then I remember the Sheffield game, quarter-final of the FA Cup. He scored, and then from there, bang, he just kept going up and up and up. And then he turned into a quality player. We signed him back on loan. I was really excited. But then since that, what's he done, really? Nothing.
Yeah, and Callum, I know you love Niles. He was on for like 5 minutes. What did you give Niles?
Give him
a 10. 5, yeah.
5, just basic. He didn't do much. Holding up the ball pretty well, wasting time.
Yeah,
he didn't have enough time, so I'm not sure if I can really give him anything. So I'm just going to give him 5.
I think that's fair enough. David in the chat says Big Sam is looking. I mean, those set pieces I'm really scared of because for Burnley, we considered from a set piece. Against Everton, we considered from a set piece. We've not been having that problem a lot recently, but all of a sudden we are having it. And against West Brom, those crosses are really scary. So, yeah. Do you think we'll win that game, Callum?
Yeah, I think we'll win. I do. But I think it will be one of them games, right, where we'll win. Okay, we'll win the game, but it'll be cagey. You guys gonna what am I talking about? It'll be a cagey game. I think it'll be very tight, but we'll still manage to win like 2-0. We'll get 2 chances and we'll score them both.
John says he won a corner. I don't know if he's talking about Niles. Yeah, Niles won a corner, so 6. If he won a corner, he gets a 6. The last one, Callum Arteta.
I'll give him a 7 because of his substitute. Because of he's changed it. Obviously when the boys came out the second half, they were gunfire. You know, they wanted to. They looked like they were. So he said something to them. Obviously, you know, they were flat in the first half. Came out second half firing. So I'll give him back. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him an 8 actually. 8 because also we made the substitution that led to the goal. He take SAKA off. You know. So I'll give him that.
I like what I'm hearing from you and people in the chat. Arteta getting 8. I mean, 2 weeks ago I was watching all of you and you're like, Arteta out, Arteta this.
I still want him out, but you know.
Do you know what? Right, you see with Arteta, okay, like we've gone and lost games where we've been absolutely dreadful to watch. Yeah, it's not good enough. And in them games, the first thing I'm saying is Arteta out. But then we'll go and have games like Chelsea last week where we've gone and absolutely played them off the park for 90 minutes, been the better team. And then we've gone and had a game today where we've won the game and it was a tough fought game from a bit of magic. We've won, so sometimes it's good with Arteta, sometimes it's bad. But do you know what? I think if we sack him now, I genuinely don't think anything will change. We'll get in a manager who have a bounce for a few games, right?
Yeah.
Like he has. And then the same defrails will come back. Players like the XHAKA, NENY, you know, David Luiz, Rob Holding, they'll come back and they'll bite us again. So I think, you know what? I think Arteta keep him to the end of next season, because give him another. I think he needs 2 summer transfer windows where he can get the players he wants.
Awesome. I agree with you. I wouldn't sack him either. Let's take a few questions from the chat before I let you guys go. I'll definitely get you on for more videos. Callum, would you take Isco?
Yes, I would. I would take it because he's an experienced player. He's better than Ceballos, and we talk. Do you know what I mean? So Ceballos, I don't rate him. I think he's not good enough. I don't like him. I think he's too inconsistent, and we've got too many players like that in our team. You know, we've got too many players like that in our team right now. So I think that I'll get him in.
Javi, Isco?
Not for me, man. I think he's past it. He's better than Ceballos. I agree with Callum. But then, see, he's like a number 10, ain't he? Number 8, 10. I don't really watch Real Madrid. I've not watched them for like quite a while. And every time I've watched them this season, he's not in the squad. So, not for me. Do you know what? I'm keen on Julian Brand. I am. But as I said, I would like to see these transfers happen at the end of the window. Let Emil Smith-Rowe see how he goes on in January against these teams. If he's good, then I don't think we need him.
Yeah, I think he'll be better than Isco, to be honest. Yeah, he'll be better. Smith-Rowe will be better than Isco, I reckon. But Isco's got that winning mentality. You know, he's won stuff. You know,
so is Willian. That's what you get. Willian, he's crap.
Yeah.
So is Willian. Willian's got a melon mentality, but he's crap. See, Lewis just said it. Emil over Isco. He's right.
Yeah,
I agree that. Just the last few questions. I'll start with you, Javi. How many players would you try and get in January?
All right. Okay. In January, I think I would have said a backup goalkeeper, but because we're going now into the round of 32, the latter stages of the Europa League, I'm happy to stick with LENO and the FA Cup. Praying he doesn't get injured, but you know I don't think he will. So I'm going to stick with LENO. I do think. All right, I'm willing to let Bellerin go and bring in Tariq Lamptey from Brighton. Yeah. He didn't play today as he's suspended, but I would like to see him in. If not him, then I'm a big fan of Max Aarons from Norwich as well. I do like Max Aarons. I would like to see him. And I also another like box-to-box midfielder, defensive midfielder. And you know what? Today, who impressed me, Basuma. So I'm going to probably say Basuma. Or if not him,
Jesus, you want the whole catalogue.
If not him, you know Xander Berge from Sheffield.
Yeah.
See, look, they're going down, so we could probably get him on a cheap price. So Xander Berge from Sheffield, if not Basuma.
So how many players are those?
112. That was 2. Maybe
That's two.
I just said a right back, right? And the right back will cost the same as Bellerin, so that's not any money. And then a midfielder, holding defensive midfielder, so that will probably cost 20-30 million pounds.
Awesome. Okay, Sweetie says great stream from you all. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So, yeah, make sure you follow Harvey and Callum on the Halves and G show. They have some nice content there.
Yeah.
So,
Can I quickly
how about?
can I quickly just say stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Glenn, do you want to come on our channel, man? We need you on our channel.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Glenn,
I'm usually favor for favor. If you come on mine, I can't say no and yes.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I commented down in the thing, Halves and G show, so you guys just subscribe to that, watch some of our content. Yeah.
He's done a video with AUBAMEYANG. What else do you need to hear to subscribe to his channel? I mean,
when I was there, right? When because I've done a few bits of Arsenal, I don't think they'll get me on there again because I've sorted the players now. But when I went, I filmed, right? When I was there, Bellerin came up to me and he gave me his boot, okay? Signed and everything. Yeah. The shirt Arsenal gave me, signed by most of the players. So, and it was good. And when I was in quarantine, like England went into lockdown, I done like some stuff over a Zoom call with XHAKA.
Poor kid.
It was XHAKA. But yeah, but nowadays, I feel bad sometimes trying to get onto him, but they're not good enough.
You ever sign?
You know what I mean?
Can you celebrity? Can you sign my shirt? Can you also sign my shirt? David says we need 3 players. Yeah, that's sorry. Left, I can see left back, goalkeeper. Oh, absolutely, goalkeeper. In fact, Ranasson, hell no.
Oh
and an attacking creative midfielder. Lucas says amazing people. Yep. And last question, man of the match, Callum. Saka. Harvey?
Saka for me.
Well, awesome. So I guess that's it. Make sure you check out that channel. Thank you, Sweetie, for the chat, for the super chat. Mr. BK, thank you for being here. Lewis, David, Luca, Godfrey, Cookie, Jones, of course, Sweetie. It's so hard to get every single name. Of course, to Callum. Can they follow you any on Twitter, Callum?
I don't have Twitter. I'm old school. But
we like that.
I'm old school.
You're like Ranasson, yeah. You're like Ranasson. You also left Twitter the other day.
Yeah, I've deleted my Twitter, mate.
Yeah, David, of course, thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. How about you, Harvey?
I'm not really active on Twitter that much, but it's Harvey going on there. But for me, guys, just subscribe to our channel, just watch our videos. We're trying to get bigger. Glenn's coming on the channel, hopefully. So, guys, just stay tuned for that.
They're trying to get bigger. He's done a video with AUBAMEYANG. He's trying to get bigger. What are you trying to get? What are you trying to get on next? Ancelotti, goodness me. Thank you for coming on. So we did win the game. 1-0 victory over Brighton. A clean sheet. I know Callum wouldn't agree with me, but hey, Bellerin is clearly proven to be the best right back in the league. Clean sheet after clean sheet. He's captaining the team in one game. We are winning the game. Since you gave him that captaincy in the game, everything has turned for us. Maybe all we needed was Christmas. All we needed was a Christmas break. A Christmas break comes up and we win the 2 games after that. So thank you everyone in the chat for watching. Thank you to Harvey and Callum. Keep staying safe and I'll catch up with you guys later.
Thank you.